What's going on? Happy hump day, everybody. Duran Singh here. I am leaving Fit Body Kennesaw. Put the head home, have some breakfast. It is 9:40. Have some breakfast. I'm thinking of some good old eggs, some bacon, some of my soup, and of course, my French press coffee. If you guys do not drink French press coffee, you are missing out on some good stuff. That other stuff, once you do French press, you will not go back to anything else. It tastes better, it's fresher, it's cleaner. Oh my goodness, you will not go back. Couple things I want to talk about. One thing I want to talk about for sure is how once a week I'll end up doing a brain dump, and what the brain dump entails is pretty much me just either writing out, usually writing out everything that I'm thinking of right at the moment. That could be anything. It may be like the most random thoughts, but pretty much what it's doing is putting your ideas and your thoughts that you have up in your noggin on paper and seeing which ones are, drawing most attention to you and which ones you can kind of capitalize on. We get 50,000 thoughts a day, and if you just, take advantage of one of them, that one thought can literally change your life. But you have to make the commitment to actually go ahead and capitalize on that thought, of course. So think about that. And then I was thinking about another thing too, which is actually the main reason why I want to make this video, and it was the fact about how we rush so much and become so patient with our goals. And the biggest question is, why? What's the rush? What are you rushing for? I see it so often that the people who try to rush and become so impatient with their goals, those are the people that fail. Now, there's nothing wrong with failing, but in the event of you rushing your goals, you try so hard to make things happen in such a short time frame that what ends up happening is you get so overwhelmed, you get so stressed, you get so worried that you just completely just quit altogether. And that's where the biggest problem is. Not you failing, but you quitting, which is a part of the process of you actually failing. Where be patient, because when you're patient, it's almost like you having a sign that things are actually going to happen. I used to be very impatient myself until I thought to myself, what's the rush? Yes, I know every single day we're getting older, so on and so forth. You can think of it that way, but you can't rush your goals. There's a reason why there's a reason for time, and that's so everything doesn't happen at once. That's the main reason why we have time. But the best way to look at that is because if everything were to happen at once, there would be no experience being created and no memories being created too. Where you have to look at it where, there's no such thing as a story without a conflict. You're going to have some type of battle, and that's going to be your story. You as the CEO, you as the author of your book, as you write the chapters of your life, you're going to encounter some type of struggle, and that's going to be why things don't happen at once, because that way you can have a story to tell. But just imagine if, let's say, for example, I've been looking at everyone's goals on the chalkboard. Some of them definitely need a lot of work. They're not specific. Just putting a number up there is not going to make a difference. I don't know if it's 10 pounds of weight gain, 10 pounds of weight loss, 10 inches drop, 10% body fat drop. It's not specific enough. So I'm definitely going to start addressing with a lot of you guys a lot more now. But that's one thing. They have to be specific to where anyone were to read them, they will understand exactly what you're trying to do, what direction you're trying to go in, and what you're trying to accomplish. Because if someone knows what you're trying to do, they can open up their hand and help you out. But I can't remember which great thinker it was. I believe it was Mark Twain, and he has a great quote, and he says in it, I can help anyone get what they want. The only problem is I can't find anyone that knows what they want. So until you can figure out what you want, people can't help you out. And that's the whole purpose of, that's what Les Brown talks about as, that's what our purpose in life is our service to the world is the rent we pay for our place in life. But going back, and this is pretty much like my brain dump, it goes back and forth. My up here is just kind of crazy. But going back to just that whole thought process of things happen at once, just imagine if you were to drop 10 pounds at once. Like, would it really have any meaning to you? Because I'm pretty sure the answer to that would be no, because there's no struggle involved, there's no challenge involved too. Because if you look at any person, if you ask any person to tell you one of the best stories that they know, I kid you not, those stories that they're going to tell you are going to be about them overcoming some type of challenge, them overcoming some type of feat. It's just like in movies. If you're a fan of action movies or, you know, action films, superhero movies, all those films have the same thing in common. It talks about a main character, protagonist, that has to overcome this huge feat, and they fail within that story. They may fail once, twice, or numerous times, but over time, during the end of the movie, they practically end up overcoming that one challenge that they've been dealing with. And next thing you know, they become that victor at the end. But as you can tell just from those movies, one thing that makes them a victor is they consistently persist even through the hard times. Winners are always inspired from failing. Losers are discouraged from failing. So you're gonna fail. You're gonna have moments when things don't go your way. Things are not gonna go your way more so than, you know, them going your way. But it's really just a matter of the test in life. Paulo Coelho, a phenomenal author, he has a great quote also, and he says, you know, life has a great way of testing us, where everything happens at once or nothing happens at all. I can tell you just from my personal experience that this year for me alone has seemed like every single thing has happened all at once. But, you know, it's like the adage goes, when it rains, it pours. And that's very true. But when it rains, it pours. It's not just for, you know, bad things that happen, but even good things too. Where, you know, everything builds on top of everything. Failure builds on top of failure. Success builds on top of success. Habits build on success, or habits build on habits too as well. But they all, you know, compound over time. But since it is a matter of over time, be patient. Whatever your goal is, write it down, look at it, be patient with it. If you are patient, it will happen. Stop being impatient, stop being a quitter, and just do what you need to do. Okay? Quitters never win, cowards never start, winners always win. All right? Have a phenomenal week, guys, and let's get it.